Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nana Simloi, and welcome to my presentation where I'll be talking about my preferred types of learning styles. The topic for this presentation is cultivating a growth mindset through my learning journey. Please stay tuned and enjoy. Now I'll be talking about my preferred types of learning styles. Firstly, I'll start by describing this visual learning style. The visual learning style is a type of learning style that is preferably being used by most students, which includes the using of different methods like graphs, images, and maps in order for the students to grasp and understand the concept much more better. The second learning style is the social learning style. The social learning style is a type of learning style that involves engaging in groups and participating in group discussions, interacting with other students in order for the individuals or the learners to widen or broaden their thinking capability. On the slide, as you can see, is an example of one of my preferred learning styles, which is known to be a visual learning style. As you can see in the picture, we have the process of photosynthesis shown in the picture, whereby steps on how photosynthesis takes place are being described and they're being explained. Again, as you can see in the slide, it's another example of my preferred learning style. This learning style is a social learning style whereby students sit down and share ideas to broaden their understanding, to look at ways and perspectives on how to approach an assessment, on how to approach certain questions or whatever that may be taught or spoken about in that lesson. Now I'll be talking about my learning styles experiences, both my best learning experiences and my most challenging learning experiences. Starting with my best learning experiences. Through using these learning styles, I was able to obtain outstanding marks through group discussion and the utilizing of study charts in order for me to understand the content better and produce good outstanding marks. I was able to widen and improve my thinking ability in such a way that when sharing ideas, I was able to think out of the box. I was able to have my understanding refined in a way that whatever that I understood, I was able to understand even much more better. I would get easily motivated to study and to do things on my own. My most challenging learning experiences was that as learners who were engaged in group works, we all had different paces of content grasping. We didn't all understand the content all at once at the same time. Also, the utilizing of the charts and the board, having to write down and jot down ideas, was time consuming as I have to write down each and everything that was being taught or being spoken about in order for me to understand and grasp the content even better. In the following slide, I'll be showcasing my specific learning style in an electronic poster whereby I'll be explaining how I utilize my preferred learning styles. In the slide, both the visual learning style and the social learning style are being incorporated in order to produce good and outstanding marks. As you can see in the first picture, we have our social learning style being demonstrated in such a way that we have a group of people sharing ideas and ways on how to come about solving different content, come about solving different uh, problems or uh, subject that is being described or discussed in class. And secondly, as you can see in the picture, we have students learning using cue cards, in which it enables them to learn things much more easier and much more simpler. And also in the third picture as well, we have students learning using charts, which also enables them to remember content even much more better because of what you see is what you can remember. The fourth slide includes learners sharing ideas and actually coming up with even brilliant ideas to share with each other. And lastly, the picture is when all the learning styles, both the social learning styles and the visual learning styles, are being incorporated into producing very good and outstanding grades. As you can see there by the last picture, we have a girl with a script with a A+ grade, which shows that both by using the social learning style and the visual learning style, you are able to produce outstanding grades. Now I'll be talking about how I incorporated the principles of a growth mindset on my OPV122 journey into ensuring that the journey is a smooth but yet beneficial journey. The first principle was that I had to learn to take challenges as opportunities to push my limits, meaning I had to work beyond my limitations and get out of my comfort zone. Secondly, I had to learn to embrace the little imperfections because we all learn from our mistakes. Whatever imperfection or hiccup that I may have come across, I have to use it as a lesson learned. The third point would be setting realistic and reachable goals. Setting goals is a good idea, but setting realistic and reachable goals, now that's an excellent idea. This means that I have to put less pressure on me mentally and emotionally, not having to feel like I'm not good enough, but actually having to feel like I'm working on my own pace. Fourthly and lastly is that I had to learn to trust the process over the end product result. The most important thing that I've learned and I've incorporated on my OPV122 module is that I have to trust the process that I'm doing compared to the end product, because in the process we learn, and what other best way to acquire knowledge than to learn through a process. In this slide, as you can see, is an example of how I use my preferred learning style. As you can see, this is a visual learning style. I can say that I learn best by the visual learning style in such a way that whatever that I've written down is whatever that I can remember, and whatever that I can remember is whatever that can help me to obtain outstanding and great good grades. As you can see in the picture, there is a nervous system being demonstrated there, whereby I explain all different parts that are needed in order for a human being to have a nervous system. In order for the nervous system of a human being to operate, these are the types of sections that are working hand in hand, that are cooperating in order for a human being to have a nervous system that is cooperating and functioning. This brings us to our last slide. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.